How do you find peace within yourself when there is literally war everywhere, all around you? Maybe even there's a war inside of yourself. I don't have the perfect answer for you, and spirituality doesn't have the perfect answer for you. But what I do know from my own experience with just war within myself is that learning how to come to terms or come to peace within myself has played a vital role in being able to show up for others and to show up in the world in a way that brings some sense of peace, maybe to one person, to a group of people, even if it's just for an hour or a few moments, bringing that sense of peace. And peace is something that is impermanent in our world. We constantly have to work towards it all the time, within ourselves, within others, within interrelationships with people, interrelationships within states and countries and things like that. And so it's a constant battle, a constant struggle just to come to a sense of peace. And this can be really difficult for us to be able to wrap our brains around that, like, maybe our external world might never be fully at peace. But for me, what helps is knowing that I can control what's happening inside myself. And I get to decide if I am at peace within myself. And for me, right now, that is enough. And that helps me keep going in life. That helps me keep showing up. So that's how I'm starting this out today. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to yoga. My name is Ashley. And today we are doing yoga for peace. What is peace? Peace for me is this sense of general acceptance, but not necessarily like giving up what could be, but just being able to settle where I am and be okay where I am, and be willing to just stay open to the present moment in that place. And so I have found that the practice of yoga has been so important for me in my ability to do that within myself. And it doesn't come easily, and some days are easier than others. And just the fact that you show up to your practice, you show up to your mat, is sometimes good enough. You don't have to leave your mat feeling the most peaceful. You don't have to leave your mat feeling like, oh, everything's gonna be okay. What it does for me is, for like the amount of time that I'm practicing, I don't have to be thinking about what's going on in the world. I don't have to be thinking about all the stresses in my life. I can take this time just for myself to allow myself to clear my head and to essentially be at peace just for the time being. And that in itself can be such a huge relief and a huge break, a huge help in being able to get back on the horse and keep going. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Feel free to close your eyes for a moment and just take this time to connect with your breath. Notice how you're feeling. And if there's anything that you're thinking about a lot today, if there's anything you're struggling with, maybe it's the news, maybe it's family, friends, pets, whatever it is, give yourself permission to set it aside just for the time being, allowing yourself to pick it up when you're done, giving yourself this time, this gift. Take a full breath in through your nose. Exhale with a sigh. And gently Open your eyes. Let's go ahead and begin in downward facing dog. Reach through your arms, reach through your legs. Try to create as much space between your hips and armpits as possible. Just stay connected to your breath. Maybe do a little movement or be still. Lower your knees to the floor. Take your chest on the floor between your hands. Push your weight into your hands and your knees, and then bring your chin to the floor. Walk your hands back a few inches on Hatasana, heart chakra pose. Push your knees down and forward, your hands down and forward. And breathe. Slide your knees back, hips to the floor. Pull your shoulders back, lift your sternum, curl back, lift up. Cobra. Lower all the way back down. Push up to plank pose. And then press back to downward dog. And breathe. Bring your feet together. Look forward between your hands. Bend your knees, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Feel free to bend your knees, face toward your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time, hold here a few more breaths. Feel free to keep your hands as they are, or even wrap your arms behind your legs, palms pressing into the backs of your calves, pulling your arms in and up on your legs as you reach your head toward the floor, face toward your shins. Bend your knees. Come into chair pose, Utkatasana. Bring your hips low, parallel to the floor. Reach your arms right up toward the ceiling. Move your rib cage back, tailbone forward, and try to do an upper back bend here. Maybe even lift your gaze. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, palms in front of your heart. Sun salutation, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Feel free to use your knees on the floor. Inhale, cobra or upward dog, straight arms. Hips forward, shoulders back. Downward dog, press back. Step or jump forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms in front of your heart. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, from down dog, step right foot forward, back heel down, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the floor, chaturanga, all the way through. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog, left foot forward, Vira one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And breathe. Slow, deep, even breaths, even when your heart rate goes up. Soothe it with your breath. Step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, palms in front of your heart, stand tall. Breathe here a moment. And then turn to face the side of your mat. Take your feet together. Reach your arms all the way up. Interlace fingers, extend pointer finger, cross your thumbs. Lean your hips to your left, torso to your right for crescent in Dandasana. Lean your hips as much to one side as you lean your torso to the other for balance, stability. Reach back up, switch the clasp of your fingers, hips to your right, torso to your left. Root evenly through your inner feet. Inhale, come back up. Bring your fingertips in front of your chest. Bend your knees, step or jump feet wide, arms wide. And then take your toes, turn them out toward the sides of your mat. Bend your elbows, wide-legged goddess. Pull your elbows back and down towards your hips. Lift through your heart. Lift your gaze. Feel free to stay here or lift onto your toes, onto the balls of your feet. Breathe. Clamp your heels toward your hips. Lower your heels. Straighten arms and legs. Arms out to the sides. Turn your left toes in. Right toes out for a triangle pose. Hips to your left. Reach torso to your right. Grow long. Then right hand to shin, ankle, floor, or block. Being as sideways as possible. Even lift your chin a little away from your sternum and turn your gaze toward the ceiling, keeping your chin away from your left shoulder. Extended side angle, bend your right knee, right hand outside your foot. Extend your left arm beyond your ear. Push through your back foot as much as you reach through your left arm and twist open. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, left hand to hip. Step into your right foot, right hand outside your right foot and forward slightly. Take your left leg straight back. Lift your left arm. Stay sideways. Keep your chin away from your left shoulder. Maybe gaze upward. Come into a squat with your left foot hip distance away from your right foot, even if you step off your mat. Sit in between your heels, lean back on your heels, lengthen up through your torso, through the top of your head. Come back to half moon on your right side. Lift your left leg back behind you. Left arm up. Reverse warrior, step your left leg way back. And then stand up, reach your right arm up and back, left hand to your left thigh. Extend through your right fingers. Stay this way in your torso, straighten your right leg for reverse triangle. And then slowly come back up. Second side, turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. Triangle to your left, reach hips to the right. Left hand to shin, ankle, or the floor. Right arm up. Tone your abdomen. Turn more sideways, maybe gaze upward, chin away from your right shoulder. Even push your right hand into an imaginary wall so your right shoulder moves back instead of forward. Extended side angle, bend your left knee, right arm beyond your ear, push through your back foot, reach through your right arm, twist, open. Half moon, take your right arm up, stand on your left leg, lift your right leg parallel to the floor, turn open, maybe gaze up. Come into that squat, sit in between your feet, palms together in front of your heart, lengthen through the top of your head, pull your shoulders back. Come back to half moon on your left leg, lift your right leg up. Careful with your balance. Reverse warrior, step way back. Stand on your legs, lift your left arm up, go back, sit low. Reverse triangle, straighten your left leg, reach through your left arm, left side of your body. Slowly stand back up. Turn your left toes forward. Turn both sets of toes in slightly for Prasarda Padottanasana. Hands to hips, thighs back, fold between your legs. Maybe take your hands under your shoulders or even further back behind you. Then bend your elbows, reaching your heart first, head last through your legs. Lift your arches of your feet up. Push all four corners of your feet down, and especially push through the outer edge of your right foot to take the stretch more into your outer calves. And breathe here. Shoulders away from ears and onto your back. Next inhale, lengthen your spine. Turn your right toes just a little out to the right so it's diagonal towards your front left or your right left corner of your mat, if that made any sense. Bend your right knee. You can stay here in a side lunge or lift your left toes up and squat all the way toward your right heel. Now you can keep your hands on the floor, just sit up tall, or place your palms in front of your heart if you feel stable too. And you stay here, or you can take your left hand inside your left leg, palm flat. Start to turn your torso to your right, and then keep your palm facing the floor, but reach your arms straight off to the side. Maybe walk your left fingers more toward your left foot and gaze upward, flying monkey. Look forward, lower your hands, use your hands to help you come back up, and then straighten your right leg, turn your left toes slightly out, bend your left knee, stay here, or lift your right toes, squat low, stay here, or palms together in front of your heart. Clamp your heel toward your hip, stay here, or right hand inside your right leg to the floor, left arm to the left palm pointing down, maybe cross fingers more towards your right foot, and twist to the left, gaze up. Place your hands on the floor to help lift you back up. Push your left leg straight and fold one more time in between your legs. Breathe here. Shoulders away from ears and onto your back. Lengthen your spine, hands to hips, shoulders back, stand up. Take fingertips in front of your heart, bend your knees, step or jump feet together, arms by your side. Come into tree pose, take your right foot to your inner left leg. Push foot and leg into each other, palms in front of your heart, or reach your arms straight up over your head, whatever variation in your upper body you'd like. If your palms are together, push them together. Push your foot and leg into each other. Create this stability by pulling into the midline, really focusing on hugging into your bones. Point your right knee forward. Take your right hand to your right big toe, first two fingers and thumb, and then kick your right leg forward, left hand to left hip. Push foot and hand into each other, Utthita, Hasta, Padangusthasana. Stay working here, or take your left arm to the left, right leg to the right, tuck your outer right hip underneath you. Stay steady, strong through your standing leg as you hold. Bring your hand to your hip, leg forward, bend your knee, and lower your foot. Second side tree pose, root down through your right foot. Take your left foot to your inner right leg. Push foot and leg into each other. Palms in front of your heart or reach up over your head. Gaze steady. Soften your face, your jaw, your eyebrows. Any muscles in your face that you're clenching, they're unneeded here. Grab your left big toe with your left hand. Kick your leg towards straight out in front of you. Doesn't have to be all the way straight. Push foot into hand, hand into foot. Then stay here. Take your right arm to the right, left leg to the left while tucking your outer left hip underneath you. Really push out through your sternum, out through your heart, and then out through your arms and legs, like your bright and shining star. Cheesy, I know, but it's helpful. Right hand to hip, leg forward, lower your foot. Great, come into a downward dog. And then into sideways facing plank. Feel free to do the kickstand version with your left foot out in front of you, balancing on your right hand and right foot, or stack your ankles. Any other variations, fine. Push to your right index finger knuckle and all four corners of your palm. Take your left arm straight up. Maybe look up. Push through your outer right foot to keep your hips lifting. Lower your hand, down dog. Take a moment. Switch to the other side, balance on your left hand, left foot. Maybe stack your feet or do right foot in front of your hips like a kickstand. Push through your outer left foot, reach up through your right arm. Pull your shoulders back, keep your chin lifting, maybe gaze up. Downward dog. Take your left leg high. Bend your left knee, stack your hips, kick your foot toward the wall at your right. Keep kicking, kicking, kicking. Come more onto your outer right foot, but try to keep the whole sole of your foot planted. Bend your standing knee, and then step your top leg behind you. Now straighten your right leg, lift your hips, pull your shoulders back, throat back, and curl back. Wild thing. In order to come out, drop your hips a little, bend your right knee, turn sideways, push your weight into your outer right foot to flip back over, lift your left leg high, back into three-legged dog, and lower your left foot to the floor. Take your right leg high, bend your right knee, stack your hips, kick your foot toward the wall at your left. Maybe turn your foot in on your standing leg, bend your standing knee, step your right foot behind you, push through your feet, straighten your left leg, lift your hips, and curl back. And then lower your hips, bend your knee, flip back over, right leg up, lower your foot. Take a moment in child's pose, knees wide, toes together, forehead, nose on the floor. This next big pose, Vashisthasana, feel free to stop anywhere along the way or go into the full expression. Come all the way up to all fours, then back to downward dog. Come to your outer right foot, stack your feet. Make sure your right wrist is slightly in front of your shoulder rather than directly below it. Take your left arm up. Pull your left knee towards you, and then from inside your leg, grab your big toe just like you did standing. Then kick your leg forward. Push through your standing leg and then lift your left leg up. Start to turn open toward the ceiling, kicking through your legs, reaching through your right arm. Maybe turn up to face the ceiling. Maybe turn more upward. And if you fall wild thing, step your foot back. Hips up, shoulders back. Down dog. Second side, balance on your left. Stack your feet. Reach your right arm up. Breathe. Grab your right foot. Kick your right leg forward. Push through your left hand and outer left foot to lift your right leg open. Facing your right foot up, hips forward, shoulders back. Breathe, maybe face upward. Then wild thing, step back. Hips up, curl back. Downward dog. Child's pose, folded version, arms by your legs, palms point up. Allow your shoulders to relax. Take your hands by your ears, move your shoulders back, lift your chin, sit up. Come into a standing forward fold position. Take your feet at least 2 fist width, maybe a little wider apart. Then lift one of your feet, take the same hand to foot under your foot. So right hand under right foot. Take your palm to point up into the sole of your foot, thumb pointing in, and toes all the way up to your wrist. You might need to bend your knees. Then do the same thing with your other hand, other foot. Lean a little more weight forward. And even wiggle your big toes around if you'd like, just to give your big thumb pad area a huge or a little massage. And then widen your elbows to the sides, pull your shoulders back, maybe even fold a little deeper, pushing hands into feet, feet into hands, and breathe. On your next inhale, lengthen your spine, slowly step off of your hands. And then come down onto your back. Bridge pose. Push your feet down, hip distance, toes pointing straight ahead. Walk your shoulders in one at a time toward your spine. Push your head, shoulders, and feet down as you lift your hips up. Keep your chin away from your sternum. Feel free to grab the outer edges of your mat or grab your fingers underneath you. Walk your shoulders in again if you adjusted your arms. And breathe here. Release your hands. Lower your hips. Do a few windshield wipers. Let your knees go side to side, back and forth. Sukhi Randrasana, needle's eye. Take your right ankle to your left knee. Widen your right knee to the right. Pull your legs in toward your chest and interlace your fingers around your left thigh or your shin. Feel free to rock side to side on the right side of your back. Feel free to stay here in this position. We're going to come into a twist called Tibetan weaponry. Take your left foot to the floor, keep your right ankle crossed over your left knee. Scoot your hips a little to your right and take the sole of your right foot and your outer left thigh to the floor at your left. Stay here. This can be good enough, or start to point your right knee more towards your left shoulder and take your outer right foot with your left hand and your inner left foot with your right hand. Pulling your left heel back down to the floor to your hip. And then kick your right leg toward straight off to the left, rotating outer right hip away from your right shoulder and tacking your right shoulder back toward the floor. Bend your right knee, point your right knee back up, let go of your feet and lift your legs back to center, hips to center. Uncross your ankle, then switch to left ankle to right knee. Widen left knee to the left and then draw your legs towards you. Interlace fingers around right thigh or shin. Feel free to rock side to side on the left side. Taking slow breaths. If your mind starts wandering because we've slowed down a lot, just bring it back to this moment. Something about the present, maybe something in your environment or your breath, a smell, a sound, anything at all. And the twist, take your right foot to the floor, hips a little to your left, drop your feet and knee to the right. Grab right hand to left foot, left hand to right foot, right heel to the floor. Kick your left leg towards straight to the right, rotating outer left hip away from you. Tack your left shoulder back. Bend your left knee, point your left knee back up, let go of your feet, take your legs back up, hips to center. From inside your legs, grab outside your feet, happy baby. Push feet and hands into each other as you take your knees wide to the sides, maybe rocking side to side, tapping one knee, then the other knee to the floor. Maybe even bending and straightening your knees one at a time. Slide your hands down to the tops of your ankles as you fold your heels towards your sitting bones, letting your feet stay separated. And just let your knees fall as wide to the sides as they'll go and relax your legs. Just holding your legs up with the strength of your hands. Even allow your shoulders to relax. Just strengthen your hand muscles to hold your feet, but let everything else go. And slowly bring your legs in, wrap your arms around your legs. Feel free to rock side to side or in circles a few more times. And even just take this moment to give yourself just a thank you, good job, some sort of gratitude for showing up to yourself today. Even in this just small amount of time, what a gift it is. Savasana. Feel free to rest on your back or in any other position that's comfortable for you. We'll be here for a couple of minutes. Take a full breath in. Then as you exhale, let it out with a sigh. Bring slow, gentle movements back into your body. Wiggling fingers, toes, rolling wrists and ankles. Gently bend your knees and roll over to one side, being here for a moment. And whenever you're ready, gently press yourself back to seated. Thank you so much for joining me for practice today. I hope you are able to move through the rest of your day with a little bit more peace and sense of ease. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.